Over the past few decades, the hurdy-gurdy has gained a limited space in public consciousness. Most people have only heard the term in the Donovan song Hurdy-Gurdy Man. However, the sound of it will occasionally be discovered by composers who utilize it in order to evoke a rustic, pagan, or piratical ambience, such as in the soundtracks to the show Black Sails and the games The Witcher 3 and Sea of Thieves. However, it usually remains as a curiosity, with its past shrouded in mystery and its mechanics left uncertain. So what exactly is the hurdy-gurdy? This is a question I can answer personally, because I play the instrument. This is a modern hurdy-gurdy, -1 key in for repair. This instrument is arranged in the closest thing to a standard that it has. Some have more strings, some have fewer, but nearly all of them worldwide will be built with this basic structure. The most important part of the instrument is here, the wheel, whose axle is turned by the crank on the side. The wheel bows each of the 6 strings which run the full length of the instrument, and each of these strings may be placed on the wheel or removed at any time. There are 3 different kinds of strings. The first are the drone strings, which are tuned in harmony with one another. There are the bass drones, which are on the far side of the instrument and make a deep, throaty sound. There's also an additional drone on the near side, tuned an octave above the lowest bass. The second kind of string is the trompet, which is perhaps the most unique part of the instrument. When the wheel is turned normally, it acts as another drone, but the bridge for the string is not actually attached to the instrument itself. It's only held in place by the tension of the string. When the string is engaged and the wheel is turned hard enough, it buzzes. By rhythmically jerking the wheel forward, the player can create a beat. The third and final kind of strings are the melody strings, which run through this key chest, come out the other side, and wrap around the tuning pegs. But it's in the key chest that the instrument becomes its most complicated. The keys each poke through the top side of the key chest, and attached to each key are wooden or metal tangents, in this case wood, that make contact with the string when the key is pressed. This works like a fretboard on a guitar, except instead of pushing the string to the fret is pushed to the string, and when released, they slide back down and out of the way. Each of these tangents must be tuned manually, which can be arduous. The keys, due to their rudimentary design, also create a percussive clacking sound every time they're played. Nowadays, the melody strings are often tuned to an octave, which produces a very unique sound. Each string has a small bit of raw, long-strand cotton wrapped around the point where it meets the wheel, both to protect the string from being eaten away and to soften the sound, which is extremely harsh otherwise. All of this comes together to create a sound often compared to a bagpipe, but distinct from it, like so. This complexity means that half of playing the instrument is in its maintenance. Hurdy-gurdists are universally familiar with its inner workings, and tinkering for the right sound is mandatory. Player Barnaby Walters, in his blog article How to Build a Chian, wrote that, in order to play musically and express themselves, a violin player must spend years perfecting their intonation and bowing technique. In contrast, a hurdy-gurdy player achieves much of their sonic expression and stylistic refinement in the selection, preparation, and setup of an instrument, investing time and technical skills before playing to ensure good sound and function. Modern hurdy-gurdys will often add to this basic design. The most common changes are more strings, in the most extreme cases 11 or more, not including sympathetic strings. Other amenities include capos and remote switches for the drones, as well as unique methods of constructing the wheel to resist temperature and humidity changes. Many modern hurdy-gurdys will also include pickups to create what are often called electric hurdy-gurdys, though they are almost universally electroacoustic instruments. No matter how much gets added or changed, and no matter what body type is applied, this instrument has an unmistakably antiquated visage. It looks like an ancient machine. But this implies the question, where did it come from?